All right, let's get into the big stuff. The picks for the week. Obviously, we had the Thursday night game already, me and Addison, and I don't remember if Bobby was on Tampa.
He was on Tampa.
He was on Tampa?
He was on Tampa.
So then you three were on Tampa, right? Yep. And then me and Addison. All right, that's fine. I figured get you guys going again. It's all right. I don't mind.
I thought Buffalo had multiple chances, man, to just run away.
They did. They did.
Man. They just never did.
You know what's funny is I actually bet on Bills' money line and parlayed it with Tampa plus the 9.5.
Nice.
But then I did James Cook under 51 rushing yards, and he had like 56. So broke my heart. It's fine. I am ice cold betting the NFL. Just real fast sidebar. I am ice fucking cold. I can't win a bet to save my life. Right now, if I go bet on the Chiefs' money line and Baltimore money line, one of them is losing.
Well, don't.
One of them is losing.
Don't do that, please.
I will avoid that for you. You're welcome. So if I bet on your team in the NFL, they're losing right now. It's really sad. I am just burning money. But anyways, so first game on Sunday, we've got the Los Angeles Rams traveling to Dallas. Dallas, wearing the bad luck blues.
Oh, I hate it.
Colin, do you want to go first or last here? Do you want to lead us off?
I'll go last.
You'll go last. All right, Addison, who do you have in this one? It's -6.5 for Dallas, the home team.
Give me those bad luck blues, baby. I'm riding with Dallas minus the 6.5. This feels like a game that they're going to get right, have a big win so people can start talking about them a little bit again. Just don't really believe in the Rams team. If Dallas's offense is playing the way I think they can, the Rams won't be able to keep up.
Yeah.
Especially in Dallas. Give me the Cowboys minus the 6.5. Fuck the Blues.
I am riding with my friend Addison here and taking the Cowboys over the Rams. I don't think the Rams are any good. I've been saying that all year, and somehow they're, 3-4? Or they're right there. Like, they're not a bad team, but they're not a very good team.
They're better than we all expected.
They are better than we expected for sure. Yeah. Definitely better than we expected.
I thought this would be their win total for the year.
Same. I think I had them at 4, so they can't win much more than this. Puka Nacua is amazing.
Yeah.
He's actually increased his target share since Cooper Kupp came back, which is insane to me. I don't know how. What a pick by them. This is what the Rams needed. They needed to reset everything and then start picking these studs again, and they did. But I just don't believe in their defense to slow down the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys win this one by 7. Sage.
Yeah, I'm also rolling with the Cowboys here. I want to go with LA because they lost last week. Mm-hmm. But Dallas Cowboys at home against an LA Rams team that's kind of hit by injury recently. I mean, they don't really have a run game. Darrell Henderson, he was okay.
Yeah.
But they don't really have any. Like, if you're trotting him out over Kyron Williams, like, I don't really like it. Kyron was kind of putting up yards.
Yeah, he's been solid.
Cooper Kupp's been a little off this last week, but again, like, they're giving Puka the ball, so, like, what's the difference? Nothing's really happening.
Agreed.
But Dallas's defense is good enough. The Rams' offensive line isn't good enough to stop Micah Parsons from getting, 2 sacks this game.
No.
So I think Matthew Stafford, he's going to be under a lot of pressure this week.
Yes, I totally agree. Bobby is on the Rams, Colin, before you make your pick, just so you know. Your thoughts on this one and Dallas's bad luck blues?
Well, I'm definitely taking the Rams.
Obviously,
Plus 6.5.
Of course.
Looking at the Rams, they are not a great team, but I mean, their 4 losses are to the Steelers, the Bengals, the Niners, and the Eagles. I mean, I know the Steelers aren't great, but the Bengals.
They could have beaten the Steelers too.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're losing to good teams or hypothetically good teams.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they just find a way to abuse Jordan Lewis in this game. You can't hide Jordan Lewis on the Cowboys' defense. He's clearly the odd man out as a corner. He's going to play the nickel, and that's where Cooper Kupp likes to play the slot. Puka Nacua likes to play the slot, and I think he's just going to feast all game because Jordan Lewis just stinks, fairly. Plain and simple, he stinks. Give me the Rams plus the 6.5. I don't care if Dallas is coming off the bye or not.
Okay. All right.
10-0 in the last 10 home games, though, Dallas.
Well, yeah, see? But that doesn't mean they necessarily cover the 6.5.
They can win and not cover.
Agreed.
And I win both.
Yes. Next up, we've got an NFC North battle between the red-hot
Stinkers
Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Stinkers. Packers are really struggling this year. Jordan Love has not looked as good as he did early on. I just don't know what to make of the Packers. Actually, I do. They're bad. But what do we make of the Vikings? That's the real question here because they are coming off of a big win over the 49ers. You look at the Vikings' losses, they were all one-score losses. So a little bit of karma flipping back the other way for them. 3 points to the Bucks, 6 to the Eagles, 4 to the Chargers, and then 7 to the Chiefs. Like, all of them one-score losses. Packers have looked bad the most recently. So I'm going to ride with the Vikings minus the 1.5. It's very close. Vegas is saying they're 4.5 points better than them. I think it's definitely that much. Packers just have been uninspiring. They only scored 17 on the Broncos, and then they only scored 13 on the Raiders.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Doing? abysmal offense. I mean, they've lost 3 in a row they lost by 14 to the Lions, they lost by 4 to the Raiders, and they lost by 2 to the Broncos. I mean, Broncos can't score 20 points. If you can't score 20 points in the Broncos defense, I don't know what to tell you. You're doomed. Give me the Vikings -1.5. Sage.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with what's your big saying again? Home division dogs. Give me Green Bay right here. All right, they're coming back to Lambeau. Jordan Love, he's gonna have this bounce back game. They're playing the Denver Broncos last week, who, yes, have been awful.
Terrible.
I get it, absolutely awful. But they were ready for some kind of regression.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know they got to pull something out of their ass eventually.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
Eventually.
seriously, push comes to shove. Like,
Exactly.
They're gonna play somewhat of a decent game eventually.
Well, at least
Hopefully,
one this
yeah.
year, and that was their one, you know, and they enjoyed that. That was awesome. But Green Bay's playing against Minnesota. This team cannot run the ball to save their lives, so they're going to be one-dimensional. And the one thing Green Bay can do is kind of protect the passing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, so once their secondary kind of gets rolling, kind of lock up this Jordan Addison, who has 6 touchdowns throughout the first 7 weeks of his career.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
monster.
Absolutely
He's a stud.
crazy. He is a stud.
Yeah.
No, this rookie wide receiver class is really good.
Very, very talented, man.
Tay Flowers,
Yeah.
Jordan Addison, Puka.
Yeah.
I will say the big bummer, obviously, Chargers Quentin Johnson can't see the field.
Oh,
JSN too.
Very average. JSN's had one good game.
Yeah, but I'm rolling with Green Bay for that reason. They're also getting Aaron Jones back. They can control the ground game. As long as it's not all on Jordan Love right now.
Yeah.
And if they can spread the ball around, and if they can get, Romeo Doubs playing, if they can get Christian Watson to have his one good game of the year, because he only has one a year, apparently.
Right.
I'm taking Green Bay right here.
Okay, Green Bay. Colin.
So quick sidebar. Back in the Dynasty League, we do a rookie draft.
We
I
talked.
was going back and forth. JSN, Jordan Addison. Went Jordan Addison.
Yep.
Maybe
Great
the
pick.
best pick I've ever had in my life.
Great
I like
pick.
This might be my favorite play of this week.
Oh.
Green Bay +1.5 at home.
Favorite
Minnesota
play.
just beat San Fran on national television.
They're
Green
red
Bay
hot.
just lost to the Broncos, the worst team in the league. Here comes Vegas. Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers. Okay.
And I'm really trying hard not to make that my mortal lock because it's so gross.
It is
Dumbass
very
pick.
gross. It could.
I almost went dumbass pick because it is an underdog, but
It is. But it's only 1.5.
true.
I'm surprised.
It's not
only
as
one.
dumbass as you might think.
But I love the Packers in this spot.
Okay.
Love it.
I like it. Addison.
See, Sage, you said something when you were breaking it down. Is it all going to be on Jordan Love? And I'm afraid that's just what the Packers are at this point.
passing
They
team.
can't really get the run game going. They're not worried of Jordan Love doing play action deep bombs like they were with Rodgers. It's just not the same. The floor offense isn't the same, and obviously some of that is on Love. Colin, you bring up a great counterpoint, though. They just beat San Fran.
Right, they're the hot team.
They just beat them.
Oh.
And it's
Anyone
it's
else?
Clearly
3 and
worst team.
4.
Yeah, clearly worst team in Green Bay.
Yeah.
In my opinion, but I'm going Minnesota though. I just don't believe in Love, and I mean, don't get me wrong, it's overreaction definitely because of social media. But I'm seeing Packers fans call for LaFleur's head, and
Yeah.
that makes me grin.
Yeah.
Because just
You gotta
welcome
be
to hell.
enjoying this. You gotta be
Welcome to
enjoying
hell.
this.
Yeah. We got room for you.
Yep, there's room right here.
And I can just see this is just one for Minnesota. I thought they were going to be a little bit above average at best.
Yeah,
you know
at
what
best.
I mean? So if they win 7 games, this is going to be one of them.
Yep.
Well, I'll ride in Minnesota.
I like that.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to Atlanta. This is such a bad football game. I should get that out there. The only good thing about this game is the jerseys. The Houston Oilers throwbacks the
come on,
Titans are
with
wearing. So clean.
I might change my pick.
I mean, I am going to be taking
Yeah.
Tennessee because of the uniforms.
Oh my God.
You can't lose in those. Trust. You absolutely cannot lose. They're +2.5 at home. You can't lose in these blues. You simply can't. Have you seen them?
They're
Have
fine.
you looked at them?
I've
They're
seen
fine.
him.
Come on.
But
There's
you know
no
who's going to
way.
be wearing them?
The
Will
Titans.
Levis.
Yeah.
And Malik Willis.
I'll
They're going
say
to rotate.
rotate.
Yeah,
through.
okay, that's always worth
You know what it's
Yeah.
going to be? Is it's going to be a lot of Derrick Henry. Does Derrick Henry still have it? It's his last game as a Titan, potentially.
It's true, he's coming to
You think-
Baltimore.
Maybe. If wherever he goes, he's the hot
Baltimore.
name on the trade. Going to
Philly for
Baltimore.
7th.
Philly, yeah,
And
first
they
he
win
will.
Tennessee
Yeah.
2nd as
And-
well.
Just to get him off the books.
Yeah.
We're already clearing roster spaces. I'm excited.
I mean, the Titans are bad, but I'm not a believer in Desmond Ritter. I've been very clear on that all season. I think Will Levis and Malik Willis are just as good as Desmond Ritter, truthfully. And I haven't seen either of them do a damn thing in the league. Like, Malik Willis got benched for Josh Dobbs, who looks really good this year. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah.
But
Josh Dobbs starts, he wins. That's what I said.
yeah, he did. True. Yeah, true. You did say that. But give me the Titans in those beautiful Houston Oiler uniforms. Bobby's on the Titans with me. Sage, thoughts?
No, I'm not on the Titans.
Not on the Titans.
No, I'm gonna give me Atlanta right here. Even though they're going to Tennessee, they're wearing those beautiful uniforms.
Beautiful.
I don't think Mr. Mayonnaise Boy is going to be pulling anything
Mr.
out of his
Mayonnaise
ass.
in his coffee.
He's got no one to throw to, first off, except for DeAndre Hopkins.
True.
Also, okay, Tennessee's offensive line has been absolutely abysmal. Okay, with Atlanta coming to town, they have good pass rush, they have good secondary, and especially against two very inexperienced quarterbacks who they're going to be rotating.
Yeah,
Yeah,
weird.
that's-
It's weird. It's weird.
I
We'll
mean,
see.
as much as I hate Arthur Smith, I think I could figure out this offense. So I think he can do it too.
Yeah.
So clean. They're so clean.
Let me
And it's
see.
King Tannehill who won't even play. Those are such nice jerseys.
They're nice jerseys.
They're so nice. I love J.J. Watt was pissed. He's like, they belong in Houston with the Texans. I get it.
Desmond Ritter's also been throwing the ball a lot better recently,
Yeah.
or he's just been throwing the ball more.
He's just been throwing it more. Higher
But that's
volume.
okay. You know, if they're getting Drake London, Kyle Pitts more involved,
That's not a bad thing.
At least they know. Oh, we can't just put like 9 in the box and stop the run
Yeah.
game.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Colin.
Yeah, I'm going to take my first favorite of the week here with Atlanta. Sage, you mentioned it's either Willis or Levis throwing the ball. So at that point, give me whoever. They
Not
could be
pretty.
playing Carolina this week, and I take Carolina with those two throwing the ball.
Whoa.
Bold take.
Whoa. Bold take.
I mean,
Okay. Addison.
first off, Arthur Smith, you're such a bitch.
I hate him, man. I
I
hate
hope somehow this gets to you, man, and you're listening because your infatuation with hating fantasy
Right,
football is
why
so
bring it
weird,
up?
bro.
It's so
weird. Like, why do you care? Like, I
Right.
feel like part of your brain capacity for what it could be going for your
For your
team
team is on
worried about
fantasy football.
people not like caring and talking shit about your offense.
Right, why do you care so much what people have
And
to say?
I'm really glad that the NFL, obviously, I'm assuming nothing comes from it, but at least they're
investigate
investigating.
the Bijan. Should have been. He had a cluster headache. Those hurt.
Yeah, and it's
He
like,
should
come
have
on.
been inactive.
Yeah,
he got one carry at the end to save face.
Yeah, that was
I
some
truly
bullshit.
think
Yeah,
that was just to
100%,
save face.
100%.
Like, listen, you need to go carry one ball, just go down and get off the field.
100%. With all that being said, though, I am taking Atlanta because as much as Vrabel's a good coach, Sage, you brought it up. The defense for Atlanta, I think, just overpowers the inexperienced quarterbacks on Tennessee's side, and Derrick Henry can't do it all himself. So
No, he can't. It's going to be a tough one. I think they're two equal teams, truthfully.
this
Like,
game is going to be 6-3 at half.
ugh, God, it so will.
Look it.
Like, you look at the ESPN Analytics FPI, it's basically a 50-50 matchup, and I go with the uniforms in that, obviously.
I mean, honestly, man,
Obviously.
I almost went Tennessee because of them. Because
they're going to be
watch
clean.
out.
They're going to be clean.
Watch
Bobby's
out.
on the Titans with me.
Nice.
Next
You're
up-
gonna lose pretty.
Yeah, lose
Lose
pretty.
pretty.
They're going to look good doing it, let's
Yeah,
say that.
There you go.
Next up, Saints traveling to the Colts. Colts should have gotten a win last week. Saints got kind of beat up by the Jags a little bit in a game that wasn't. It was a weird game. It is going to be Saints -1 is the current line. Colin, what are your thoughts on this one?
I look at a team that I don't think's good
Mhm.
in New Orleans. I look at a team that I know is not good in the Colts.
True.
But I look how the Colts played the Browns last week,
Yeah.
and they play different at home. The Colts do.
They do.
For some reason,
They're a much
although
better
their
team at
best
home.
win is on the road this year, but we're not going to talk about that one.
True. That's okay.
I'm going to take the Colts in this spot. I just think if it came down to a coin flip, which Vegas looks like it basically is a coin flip, I'm going to take the home team, and I'm going to take the team who plays better at home as well.
Yeah.
And I'm just not a believer in the Saints still.
Agreed.
They almost had me.
They are
After
so
that New
close.
England victory, they
Yeah.
had me so
Yeah.
close.
Blowout victory. It's like, oh, maybe
so
there's
fake.
something. Yeah.
And then they got
So
shit
fake.
pumped by the Bucks.
Just embarrassed by the Bucks. Addison, thoughts here?
This is a top 10 defense in the Saints going up against a top 10 offense in the Colts.
Yeah,
Surprising.
somehow, man, they're
Surprising.
balling.
They do move the ball well, and Minshew, White Vic,
Yeah, he's back.
screw Daniel Jones. It's
Yeah.
Minshew.
Minshew,
Vanilla
Vanilla
Vic.
Vanilla Vic.
Vanilla Vic.
I mean,
Minshew.
Uncle
I
Rico.
just,
Run
I look
Rico.
at this Colts team and go, damn, man, Rich. If he was here, this could be a team that's a year ahead of
Ahead of
schedule.
schedule.
With, especially with getting Taylor back.
Oh,
I am
good.
taking the Colts here at home. I just think, like you said, Nate, Saints got a little bit beat up. And I think the Colts are pissed. They're going to come in with their heads focused a little bit tighter this week because they're fucking furious the way that ended.
Yeah.
Do love that Jim Irsay just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah,
Gets on
doesn't
Twitter and
care.
talks. And I love that because at least he's sticking up for his boys.
I think he knows that he's the oldest NFL owner at this point. He's been an owner the
I'm
longest. He's
too,
like, what are you
dog.
going to do to me?
What are you
What are you
gonna
going to do to me? I can say
You
whatever the
can't
fuck
Dan
I
Snyder
want.
me. I've
No.
been here long enough. I got enough dirt on all y'all.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
can't say shit to
I've seen
me.
you do coke off cheerleaders' ass. You know what I mean? Like, you can't say shit to me.
Right, I own you people.
Give me
He
the
does.
Colts. With all that being said, Jim Irsay going to be drunk tweeting
Definitely.
on the box. So.
Definitely
100%.
drunk
Give me the
tweeting
Colts.
from the box. Yeah, I'm also on the Colts here because of how they looked against the Browns.
Yeah.
The Browns have a fantastic defense. Like, that's plain and simple. Their defense is awesome. They just held the Niners to 17 points. Like, their victories have been good victories. And then the Colts offense put up 38 on
I was
them.
say 30 burger, almost 40.
Almost
Yeah.
a 40 burger, one of the highest scores of the week. And they just happened, like, they should have won this game. The Colts
Yeah.
should have won this game. They should be
Yeah.
4-3. And if they won this game, are they favored in this game? I think they are. I think if they beat the Browns, I think that they are now -1 at least. So give me the Colts at home. Like Addison said, Colin said, they're a good home team. They're an overtime loss away from being above 500 to the Rams. Like, they've been in almost all of their games.
Yeah, I was gonna say too. That's another thing that's got to be frustrating as a Colts fan. Obviously, not that they're gonna make noise if they made the playoffs,
Right.
but you're looking at a couple of these games, and your franchise quarterback is hurt. It's like, damn, man, we're this close.
We're right here.
Yeah.
I like what I'm seeing out of Gardner Minshew. He's played
He
really
is,
well.
yeah.
Josh
Oh,
Downs
yeah.
with 125
Downs,
yards
he's legit,
last
man.
week.
He's legit.
Stud receiver. Give me the Colts. Sage, bring it home.
What's Bobby on?
Bobby is on New Orleans.
Okay, cool. I'll take the Colts too.
Okay,
I didn't
nice.
want to clean sweep it. But no, I really like the Colts in this position. Derek Carr has just been an utter letdown this entire year.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny, like, where would the Jets be right now if they had Derek Carr
they had
right
taken
now?
Derek
Because
Carr.
they almost
Mhm.
took him.
Yeah,
And they
they
told
should
him they can make him a Hall of Famer and all that shit. And he's in New Orleans right now, and he's got weapons, and he's not producing.
Not very good.
At all.
No.
He's just producing, speeding tickets for Chris Olave
Right.
because he's trying to get out
What
of
is up
New
with
Orleans.
his teammates?
What is with his wide
Driving
receivers?
guys.
Just
Wide
like, I'm just
receivers.
gonna fucking pound the
Yeah,
pedal to the
I wanna
metal.
fly.
Who cares about human life?
Right.
He should have sat out after that AC joint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my mind,
He
I mean,
should
that
too.
hindered his ass. Just
Yeah.
coming back immediately with a really bad injury. It's like, well,
If you're the Saints with how bad they've been in the red zone, do you not just let Taysom Hill be quarterback in the
Right,
red zone?
and just let him
Just say
run a
run.
wildcat type of deal.
How bad
right?
could it be?
Right, exactly. It
He
can't be much
can
worse.
throw a slant. He can run it. He can do it
yeah,
all.
lower his shoulders.
I mean,
Don't
last
go
Thursday
three.
night they had like 1st and goal at the 3, and all of a sudden it's 4th and goal at the 2, and
Yeah.
Taysom Hill's just running a keeper for a tud. It's like,
Yeah, it's
where
like, why
was
did
that
we do
the first
this?
3 plays?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I
fear option him left, let him have the option to throw,
yeah.
Yeah.
because
And-
he's a quarterback.
Because he can throw it.
Yep.
I will say, Sage, you brought up a
So
good point about clean sweeping, and I'm just going to touch on this real briefly because it's really embarrassing.
Yes.
Last week, we clean swept Vegas at Chicago. Lost outright. Clean swept Cleveland. Lost the spread. Clean swept Green Bay. Lost outright. And clean swept San Francisco. Lost
Jesus
outright.
Christ.
0-4 in clean sweeps last week. That is painful.
I love that.
That is ugly. So maybe we avoid the clean sweep
So
for
we're
a
all
little
just
while.
taking
a clean
Miami
sweep.
this week.
Yeah.
Nope,
It's
because
a
Bobby
clean
already took the
sweep.
Patriots. It is a clean sweep curse, man. We don't win them. But let's move into an AFC East matchup. The New England Patriots, hot off of a victory over the Buffalo Bills, traveling to Miami, a place they have really struggled the last several seasons. Even
Yeah.
with Brady, this was a place where they came and it was like they might lose to a really bad Miami team here, like they did in 2019 when the Dolphins won 4 games and
Yeah.
they came to Miami and lost. The current spread is -9.5 Miami. Bobby is on New England. Sage, what are your thoughts here?
I'm going to roll with Miami in this spot right here. Like you said, they have been dominant in Miami against the Patriots right here. And I think this game could get away from New England pretty quickly if they don't stop them early. I think Miami's going to be pissed off from last week.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, the game is in the hands of Mac Jones, who is throwing to Demario Douglas and Kendrick Bourne and Hunter Henry,
Yeah, not
which
great.
is not great. They don't have a run game to speak
No
of.
run game at all.
To even try to slow down Miami, because the best way to stop them is to keep them off the field.
Yep, hold the ball.
And I don't think New England has the capability to do that whatsoever. With that being said, give me Miami.
Miami, I like that. I will say, before Colin, you make your pick, Miami, 15-2 at home. They're on 17 games. So do with that information what you will. It is a big spread. What are your thoughts here?
It is a really big spread for a divisional matchup.
Yes.
Tyreek Hill's
Good to
health
go.
in question.
He's playing.
How many reps?
He'll play them all. I bet you. He's good to go.
What's the offensive line situation? I didn't get to watch the preview yet.
It looks like everyone's going. This might be the healthiest the Dolphins have been all season. Jalen Ramsey is a 50-50 ongoing. Connor Williams is back. Eichenberg will be playing left guard.
Do you want Ramsey to play in this one?
No. Well, yes and no. It depends on if
Yes,
Xavier
because
Howard
it's the
plays.
Patriots,
And yes,
but
because I
no.
want to beat the shit out of the Patriots every chance I get. Dolphins players came out after the Philly game and said, I feel bad for who we play next week. This is what the defense was saying. Like, I feel bad for that offense because we're going to brutalize them if we can. So.
Yeah, I'm going to take Miami here. I just really needed to hear the offensive line. Is Connor Williams playing? Is Tyreek Hill playing? I don't
Yes,
care about
yes.
Ramsey. He still probably should be a couple weeks away, if we're being honest.
I think he will have to play in the Chiefs game if he's going to be active this season,
Oh,
which is
okay.
next week.
Have you guys had your bye?
No, it's after the Chiefs game in Germany. So it's after next week. So we'll
He'll
be
get
getting...
a couple snaps.
Yeah, he'll get a couple snaps and then get the bye week and then be full go for the
Yeah.
second half of the season.
I have already bet on a Mostert touchdown in this game.
He has 11 on the season.
That's a safe bet, right?
That's a pretty good bet so far. Pretty much
Do
happens
an,
every week.
a prize picks entry.
I like that.
He'll have over a half receiving, rushing.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
it.
they give you passing too for running backs.
Oh,
never
well,
know.
never know, man. McDaniel gets a little tricky. Never know.
On the top.
Addison, thoughts in this one?
I'm gladly taking those Patriots. This is a Bill O'Brien legacy game. Mac Jones
Ryan legacy game. Oh, baby.
I'm all in on it,
O'Brien
man.
legacy.
Watch out, New England's going to finish 500. Watch out, or pretty close to it.
500.
No, man, they're dog shit, but it's just so many points.
It's a lot of points at home.
So many points, and I thought they looked decent enough for me
They
to
did.
at least buy in a little confidence. And I mean, as much as I thought Miami's defense did play well for the game against Philly, they haven't lived up to what they have all year.
Nope.
And we'll see if there's any sort of consistency, any sort of can they do it and grow off what they've done the prior week.
Mhm.
Don't know if that's possible with the way New England looks, but I'm riding with the plus 9.5.
It's a lot of
Death
points. like
taxes
you
and
said.
fuck Miami.
Death taxes and picking against the Miami Dolphins spread. I respect it. All right. If you haven't watched the Dolphins preview video, go watch it. We're doing decent numbers on it, close to 100 views so far, which is decent for us because we're getting going. Leave me alone on fucking Twitter, by the way. These dickhead accounts just can't stop talking about it. It's like, I'm sorry, the Twitter account isn't huge. I'm sorry. Leave me alone.
I love it.
Either way, this is the Dolphins coming off of a rough game, and so this is a bad team we're playing. New England's 2-5. Like, record-wise, this is a bad team. You look at what we've done against those teams this year. 5-0 with dominant performances. The only close game was, well, I guess the Chargers by 2, but Patriots kept it within 7 in New England. I love Miami to come out and ball in this game because New England's going to have to wear the navy blues in that Miami Heat. Because the Dolphins, it's throwback week. Throwback jerseys,
Okay.
we're wearing the white throwbacks. We don't lose in the white throwbacks. Hopefully not going to start this week. Give me the Dolphins minus the 9.5. I think I predicted Dolphins 31-21. It was my final score prediction for this game. And I have correctly guessed the opposing team's score in the last 2 games against the Dolphins. I had Philly with 31. I had Carolina with 21. So I'm going New England with 21 in this one, Miami 31 and covering.
I like it.
Next up, we've got the MetLife Bowl.
Mm.
Is this the Giants Stadium? Is it the Jets Stadium? This line is so weird for me.
Who is this a home game?
The midlife.
The Giants. This counts as a Giants
counts?
home game. It's one of their 8 or 9 they get a season. It counts as a
Yeah.
home game for them. But it's not. It's a split field. It's Jets minus 3. Technically on the road. Does Vegas give them home points? Do they get the 3 points for being home?
That's
Are the
huge,
Jets a
too.
6 point better than the Giants? Or is it legit just a neutral field because it's both of their home fields? I don't know. This one's weird to me. Are we riding the high of the Jets off of a Philadelphia victory and then a bye? Or are we going to ride the high of the Giants off of a decent performance last week, winning 14-7 over the Commanders, plus a good matchup against the Bills? They played the Bills tight. They could have beaten the Bills. This one's so weird for me. I just don't understand this line at all. I feel like the Jets should be way more favored in this game.
I almost feel like they're not more favored because the Giants might roll out Tyrod Taylor.
They
Yeah,
will
no,
roll
they
out
is. I
Tyrod
think it
Taylor.
is
I think it's
Tyrod.
confirmed.
Is it Tyrod?
I'm pretty sure.
I
I'll have
think
to double check.
Like,
but I'm
they're
pretty sure.
better with him.
Yeah,
They
I was
are
gonna say they
definitely
look
better.
better with Tyrod.
Yeah.
By a lot.
Yeah, by a lot. A lot.
And
What are
it's
your
like,
thoughts on
damn.
this one? You go.
Yeah.
If it's Tyrod right here, I mean, honestly, that Jets defense is just so damn good.
It really is.
I'm going to roll with the Jets on this one right here. Like you said, there's not really a home field advantage.
No.
So can't really say shit about that. Just the New York Jets, Zach Wilson has shown a lot in these past few
solid.
weeks. You know, I mean, he hasn't done crazy things, but he's playing, you know, like a Ryan Tannehill. That's all they really need.
No,
Yeah, that's all they need,
seriously,
you know?
Yeah.
And they're playing a bad New York Giants team. I mean, hell, we've all talked about Deontay Banks, but at some point, he can only cover one guy.
Yeah.
You know, there's other guys to throw to. Garrett Wilson is going to be locked up the entire time.
Yeah.
And then they can run the ball. And the Giants, they can't.
Yeah.
No, they can't.
Not even with Saquon can they run the ball. They have no one to throw to. The Jets at least have weapons. I mean, I feel like we're talking about potential versus who's showing us shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to take who's showing us shit, and that's New York Jets.
I will say it is Tyrod Taylor confirmed. Daniel Jones ruled out for the week.
I love that man to death.
He just shows up and balls. Like
Yeah,
he
he
just shows
does,
up,
man.
plays ball, moves along.
I wish he's the one that took over for Joe Flacco. Like right after those 4 years.
Yeah. Tyrod has always
Prime
been
Tyrod.
solid. Like if he doesn't get stabbed in the lung by a doctor in LA, who knows how he looks for that
Who
team?
knows?
Who knows
Yeah.
where his career
Where's
is at?
Justin
right?
Herbert now?
Slung
Right.
it. Yeah,
right.
for real.
What happened? Yeah, was he starter of the season or did Tyrod
Tyrod-
roll out the whole year?
I'm pretty sure he drugged the Bills to the playoffs for the
He
first
did.
time. in
Their
20
first
years,
playoff
whatever it
appearance was with
Yeah.
Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, so.
That was the worst year of my life.
Yeah.
That was when the Bengals knocked us out.
Yeah. Last play of the
Fucking
game.
Tyler
touchdown.
Boyd,
Yeah.
52 yard,
Yeah, that
4th
was-
and
I'll
12.
never forget that. I was so pissed
Yeah,
at the
same.
Ravens for letting the Bills in the playoffs.
Oh, I was
Way to
pissed
go,
too.
man.
So this game, something we're not talking about. Zach Wilson went back to Utah and chilled with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
They're screwed, man.
Took the
Jets
week off.
screwed, bro.
Ask the Jets
Oh
fan.
my!
They
I
hate
saw
it.
that.
So dumb.
So dumb. It's a bye week.
Let him do what he wants.
Let's just fucking relax. And if it comes out and looks like shit, people are gonna
Then,
throw
okay.
that in his
Yeah, they
face.
will.
We'd rather go to a haunted house or
Yeah.
a pumpkin patch than
Wait,
study
the-
film.
Study film.
There's 24
My
hours in the day.
franchise
23 need to be on film.
He's there every day, every week. 365, 247.
Just watching the tape.
Shut up, man. But I just love that people are buying in on Zach Wilson. It's cool to see a guy that was clearly hated
Yep.
in the national media getting a little comeback story. Rodgers is playing sooner than later. Calling it.
He might play this
He's-
year.
This
That's
year?
Crazy.
Watch
He
it.
might.
Yeah, I don't know how he will, though.
Well,
I'm
we'll
buying
tell
into
you
his
no.
bullshit.
I don't know
I'm
how.
buying into his bullshit. He's coming soon.
He's throwing.
Pause. Give me the Jets
Coming
minus 3,
soon. Nice.
and I'm loving it.
I just don't understand what Vegas is seeing here. Like, when I look at this game, I don't understand why it's only 3 points. I really don't. I mean, the Jets aren't blowing anybody out, but they're winning these games. They lost to the Chiefs by 3. You know, they beat the Eagles by 6. In this stadium, they just beat the Eagles by 6, which is why I think maybe they're being valued a little extra because they're hot. But I just don't trust the Giants to cover 3. I think the Jets win this game by 5 to 6. 5 or 6 points, personally. So give me the Jets minus the 3 points here. I hate picking the Jets, but
They put up how many points against the Bills? Like
22. The Jets.
The Giants.
Oh, Giants.
9.
I'm sorry.
9?
9.
No
Well, I
touchdowns.
think the Jets' defense is better than the Bills right there, and the
Yeah.
Giants had Tyrod right there. So
I mean, the last 4 weeks, the Giants have scored 14, 9, 16, and 3. And then 12 before that.
if the Jets can score 20, they win.
Yes. Question is, can the Jets score 20?
That's a good question.
That's the
I mean,
question.
this over-under is 35.5 for the game.
Yeah, it makes
That's
sense.
like an Iowa football game.
Yeah.
Over-under. But I am to take the Giants here at home.
Giants at
Makes
home.
no sense. Give me the Giants.
Okay. Respect.
Almost was the dumbass pick.
Oh, that's been exciting. Okay.
But I'm not sure if it's that dumb.
I don't think it's that dumb either. It's close. It's a 3-point spread.
It's kind of tough to find a dumbass pick this week.
Yeah, these are some good. Yeah. Next up, Jacksonville traveling to Pittsburgh. Jacksonville minus 1.5 here. Because Mike Tomlin as an underdog is unbelievable. Like, his record as an underdog is so stupid good. And he's at home, and they're coming off of a win over the Rams, which was an interesting win. Let's just say it that way. Be nice.
Isn't all of them?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All of their wins are. I'm taking Jags in this one, minus the 1.5. Jacksonville looks like the way better team. The Steelers' offense is very, very poor. Again, should have lost last week. I mean, the Steelers are somehow 4-2, which is so weird because they may be the worst 4-2 team of all time, with a 30-6 loss to the Texans and a 30-7 loss to the Steelers. But then beating the Browns with 2 defensive touchdowns, beating the Ravens by 7, beating the Rams last week by 7, and beating the Raiders. Ugh,
This is just
God.
I hate
Gross.
seeing this every year
gross.
from the Steelers.
I know, they just win ugly games.
They're either the worst winning team or the best
That's
losing
losing
team.
Yeah.
Yes. That's why they're always around
To a T.
500 and why they will always be right around 500.
To a T.
But I'm going to take the Jags on the road here, minus the 1.5. Jacksonville's looked good. Steelers haven't looked good. Jacksonville's hot. And I had them winning their division at 13-4. That is still very much so on the table, in my opinion.
It is.
So give me the Jags minus the 1.5 here. Sage.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Jags as well right here. Y'all know how much I fucking hate Schittsburg.
Yep.
And they're playing there too. Gross, disgusting, terrible towels. Burn them.
Burn 'em.
Burn them. But Trevor Lawrence is playing super well right now. They have a running game. Travis Etienne is on a tear.
Yeah, he's been
And that's the
balling.
one thing the Steelers cannot stop is that run.
Yeah.
You know, they can rush that passer all day long, but they can't stop that run. And I think Travis Etienne's about to have a good, big old day. I think Kenny Pickett is he's getting by with these 2 big plays a game, and it's saving him for the whole game. You know, George Pickens, he's doing well, but can't get separation to save his life.
No.
And thankfully, Deontay Johnson is back for them, and he's making plays
Yes.
right off the bat.
Excited about
So
that.
I think this will be a closer game. I think they have it right at about 1.5. It will be very close.
Yeah, it's going to come down to a field goal.
Yeah, I just think Jacksonville is going to be the one to pull this out near the end.
Yeah, I got you. Colin.
Yeah, Deontay Johnson back making plays, but just still not scoring touchdowns.
No, still can't get in the
What
end
is it,
zone.
though,
He
19
does.
games, 20
Yep,
games?
Yep, I don't think he'll ever get in the end zone.
I'm going to take Jacksonville here. I just trust them more, as weird as that sounds,
Yeah,
with
I
a
get
Mike
it.
Tomlin home dog.
I know. It's weird. It's gross.
I just trust Jacksonville more, as weird as that sounds. I mean, we're wondering if Lawrence is going to go to New Orleans with a bum knee, and all of a sudden they just light up the Saints.
Put up 31 points.
Nice
run
little
away with
backdoor effort from the
Yeah,
Saints.
they tried. They did
A
their
drop
best.
touchdown to tie it. We're not going to talk about it.
it.
I don't know. Jacksonville 4 games straight. I just
Yeah.
think they're better team right now.
Agreed. Addison, bring us home.
That's why it's gonna be Pittsburgh.
That's why it's good because you're going Jacksonville.
I'm
aren't you?
going Jacksonville. Yeah. Sage, you said the
It
run
is.
game. Steelers give up a $140 a game on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
and that. I look at why hasn't Lawrence numbers gone crazy? Why isn't he throwing all these yards? Well, it's because guess what? They like to run the ball, and when they do, they pound the rock, and Etienne's not afraid to take over a game.
Yeah.
Give me the Jags just because Pittsburgh, like you said, can't stop the run, and Kenny Pickett's out of there sooner than later.
I thought Doug Peterson was crazy when he said that Travis Etienne was going to have 1,700 yards this year.
He's got 500 through 7. He's
Yeah.
looking pretty dang
Yeah,
good,
he's
man.
looking good. I was like, I don't think so. I thought Tank Bigsby would have a bigger role in this.
Yeah,
offense,
same.
too.
A lot of the rookie running backs that I thought were going to have like good sized roles have not had good sized
No.
roles. I was very, very wrong about most of those. Well, there it is. That's the first 5-fella sweep. Bobby is on Jacksonville as well. So if you're betting,
Put your
Please
money.
take Pittsburgh.
every dollar you have
Second
should be going
mortgage
on
on
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yes. Next up, we've got a divisional matchup. NFC East battle between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders. Right now the line is Philadelphia -7. And I'm going to have you guys say it with me. Home division dog.
Dogs.
Give me Washington plus 7 points here. Eagles don't win by many points. They just don't. They're on the road. Washington beat them last year. I want to say it was in Washington when Washington beat them. These two teams
It was
played.
in Philly.
Was it in
Was in
Philly?
Philly,
Oh,
yeah.
even better. Even better. I want to say these teams have already played this year, and
Yeah,
Philadelphia
went to
got the
OT.
win.
OT,
Went to overtime.
Yep.
Washington at home, plus 7 points? Absolutely. Washington all day. Sage.
Yeah, there's some teams that you just can't get over the hump, or they play you close every single time. And
always.
Philly and Washington, every single time it's coming down to the wire. So give me Washington right here as well. 7's a lot of points.
A lot of points.
I like it. Sam
Colin.
Howell's going to go off.
Saying how it might go off, that the Eagles defense is kind of sus. Do it.
Oh, you're making me reroute.
No!
I'm rerouting.
Dang it.
I am going to
okay.
take Washington, though, still with the 7, but I'm not going to make it a special plus.
Okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, home division dog, they play him tight every time they play him. Philadelphia, are they the hot team that's going to go lose outright? This
Right?
week?
Is it their turn?
I do think Washington keeps it close.
I think both these teams coming off of a game against an opponent that is substandard.
Yes. Wow.
Got his ass!
Wow.
Woo!
Wow.
Philly, no, Philly's playing Miami. Just kidding, obviously. Then Washington playing the
Son
G-Men.
of a bitch.
Nah, give me Philly -7. I just think they played a good team in Miami pretty well, dominated, and Washington just got shut down by a team that I thought was
Giants.
hot ass.
They are hot ass.
And I thought their defense was sort of hot ass too, but they stepped up big time. I just think that they're going to look at this game earlier this season and went to OT. They're going to go get it done on the road. Philly -7. Give me 2 tush pushes touchdowns.
2 tush
Oh,
pushes.
two tush pushes.
Okay.
Two.
Bobby is on Washington with us over here. So it's Addison on his own. Love it.
Okay.
All right, last noon game. Houston traveling to Carolina. A matchup for the first time in NFL history between the top 3 picks in their rookie season.
That's actually wicked.
Yeah,
as hell.
where
really
it's
cool.
C.J. Stroud and Anderson going up against Bryce Young and Carolina. Right now the line's Houston -3.5.
I'm actually very excited for this game. Big time.
Tell us about it. Talk to me.
Just the rookie quarterback aspect to see Carolina. Should they have taken Stroud? It's going to be the conversation for their
Forever,
entire
forever.
careers. It just will be 1-2. I'm Houston -3.5. I think Carolina's piss poor.
Yeah.
They were willing to blow up their offense to get the #1 pick, and they're reaping
Paying
what
for
they
that.
sowed,
They're
man.
paying for that.
Because it's ugly, and I just don't get how it's 3.5. I get it's because they're on the road. So you're telling me if this is home, though, it's almost a 7-point spread. I think it could be maybe a little higher.
Yeah.
I just think Stroud's going to come in and go, man, y'all fucked up.
Mhm.
You should have listened to Frank, man. He wanted me.
He wanted
and
him.
instead, you picked Bryce Young, the midget. Give me C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans -3.5.
Yeah. I don't even know if this is going to be a conversation about Carolina's offense, more so their defense. They've given up 84 points last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
To the Lions and the Dolphins, yes, 2 5-2 teams. Those are tough games on the road, to be fair. But even at home, like the Panthers have, at home they lost to the Vikings, lost to the Falcons. They've lost to everybody. They're 0-6. Houston, when you look at these two quarterbacks, like you said, Addison, they're going to be compared their entire NFL career. So far, C.J. Stroud, 1,600 yards, 9 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Yeah.
Bryce Young, 900 yards, 6 touchdowns, 4 picks. Houston's defense has been decent this year. Like, they have been a solid team this year. They just beat the Saints 13-20 2 weeks ago, so they're coming off of a bye as well. Both these teams off a bye. They've had time to prepare for this game. I love the Texans in this spot. I absolutely love laying the 3.5 here, taking the Texans over the Panthers. I think the Panthers are very, very bad. They may not win a game.
I'm hoping that's the case.
That would
man.
be unbelievable
That'd be nice
for
for
the
y'all.
Bears.
Come on.
But really, I don't know. Like looking at their schedule, I'm sure they will, because it's very, very hard to go winless in the NFL. But I gotta go with the Texans here. I think the Texans win this one for sure.
Yeah.
Sage.
Yeah, I'm rolling with Houston here too. Big part of that is Brian Burns with the team right now? I don't believe he's practicing.
Oh, is he not? Okay, I honestly don't know.
I think he might be holding out for a trade.
Oh wow.
And if that's happening,
That's
the only
over.
way that they're going to get to C.J. Stroud was that man right there.
Yeah,
he was going to be
definitely.
the way to win.
Yep.
And if he's not playing in this game, I think it's going to be really scary for Carolina because C.J. Stroud has been surgical with everything he's been doing.
Yes, he has.
He's been throwing it deep, and they can't cover that because apparently Jeremy Chin forgot how to cover.
Yep.
I don't know what happened. I feel like all of their good players got worse this year,
Yeah, definitely.
Seriously.
and I expected them to have a pretty good defense, and it just hasn't shown up.
It's been
And I
bad.
don't know why. I don't know what changed.
Yeah, I was
You know?
gonna say what did change because it's not like they lost players.
No,
maybe a
they've
year
kept their
older,
team
I get
together.
It, but man, it's like that was I thought going to be a staple. At least keep Carolina in every game they played.
Yeah.
That's what they were doing last year.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, they've given up the third most points in the NFC this year with 186 points
That's
allowed.
insane.
horrendous, man.
And yeah, Carolina, they have Adam Thielen, and that's great for them. But Adam Thielen is not going to carry you to the promised land here. He's not going to carry you to the promised land any week.
No.
He's great for fantasy right
Yeah, I
now.
was like, he's a
Great for
fantasy god.
fantasy.
man.
Darn
god.
it.
The PPR, he's killing it. He's absolutely killing it.
But yeah, give me Houston.
Houston. Okay, Colin, before you make your pick, Bobby's on Carolina, if that helps you at all.
It does.
All right, very good.
Somebody on this panel took Carolina at plus 370 to win the South. I don't know who that was.
Who would ever do that? Probably the same guy that took the Chargers to win the West.
Well, there's still hope for that one.
There's still hope. There's legs.
You look at this spot here, all the teams you mentioned Carolina losing to, a lot of them sound like current playoff teams, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Or not in my opinion, by the
By the
stats.
numbers,
I'm going to take Carolina at home here. Number one pick shows why he's the number one pick. And they finally get their first win of the
Wow.
year. You can keep the 3.5. They
wow.
are winning
money
this
line.
game.
Carolina, money
But
line.
I will take the 3.5.
We'll take the 3.5
for
for the
But you know, in case it comes down to it.
Absolutely. Well, that wraps
While
up.
you're offering.
Well, right. I'll
take
take the 3.5 if I can, especially 'cause the 3.5. That's big.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that half. That
That's a
hook
nice
is
hook.
beautiful. That's it for the noon games. Let's get into the full 3 o'clock slate. We've got 4 games again. NFL, I don't understand the bye weeks at all and how the league's doing it this year. Like,
I don't get
6 teams off last week, nobody off this week.
We
We're
just
getting
gotta
a
go to
full...
this 2 bye week system, man.
Yeah.
We're talking about it. I really think it should. It'd be better
2
for the
bye
players.
weeks. Yeah, it
and
would.
just
It would
extend the season.
Right,
More money,
like,
man.
back in another
More-
week
Another
up.
week of playing.
Yeah, I don't hate that, actually. It's not a bad idea. 2
Yeah.
bye weeks would be big.
Yeah.
And then do you get rid of the bye week in the playoffs?
That's an interesting point. It
okay,
is an interesting
maybe.
point, but it's just like, man, you're adding more games.
Just add
and
another
shit.
team, right?
Yeah.
And then you add a team to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Have it be 8.
True, 8
Well,
instead,
and
and then
then
1 place, 1
first
versus
place.
8. That'd be exciting. I like where your head's at. It's a
Ooh.
lot of playoff teams, though.
That's
That's
an extra
half
spot.
of the
Yeah.
conference.
That's an
in
extra
the
spot
playoff.
for the Bears to be in the hunt.
Right?
Come on, man.
I should just be the commissioner.
Yeah, well, Goodell
I'll do
just
it.
signed a fat extension.
Yeah,
The Bears
I
are
don't
close to the
understand
7th seed.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
just
not
letting you all
far
know,
out.
and we lost to the Broncos on a choke job.
why. Yes.
So
That's devastating, that game.
Yeah, that one could come back to bite you, because right now you guys are what?
and Bajan threw a fucking duck in that Vikings game. We were low-key coming back in that too.
Right there. First 3 o'clock game, we've got Cleveland traveling to Seattle. Current line is Seattle minus 3.5. This one's tricky. No Deshaun Watson again. What is? Does he just not want to play anymore? Like, have we just?
Yeah,
is
I
he just
think-
out? I think for indefinitely.
We were
like,
talking about it just over the weekends and stuff. Where's his desire to play football?
It's
He
not
got
there.
a full
It's
guaranteed
non-existent.
contract and
Yep.
his money's in his pocket.
Yep.
Why
He's
does,
like, okay, perfect.
if I'm nicked up at all, why am I going
Why
out
am I
there
going
to
out
put it
there
out
to get
risk?
hurt? I'm not
I'm
getting
getting paid.
Yeah,
Just
we already got
saying.
my money.
Yep.
Like, dog, I'm getting paid the same, baby.
Yep, it's all guaranteed for injury and everything. Like, he's made his money, and he's like, nah, I'm good. I'm not really interested.
Yeah.
Like, he's not playing well either. Like, when he is playing, it's not like he's been impressive. His numbers on the season are what? 680 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 3
It just
picks.
turns into
Jesus.
what's the desire? Because
Yeah.
that's what it boils down to with this guy only now. Does he desire to be a great NFL quarterback, an all-time great, or does he not
Is he
care
just good?
anymore,
Like, I'm
man?
good. I got my money. I'm fine. I don't need to worry about
I
it.
just look on the other side, though, in Seattle. They just, every single time I feel like they've had a chance to impress me at least, they just don't. And they just sort of stay where they're at and keep things close when they shouldn't be. I am taking Seattle, though.
Taking
As sickening as
Seattle.
it is.
Wow.
I just...
It is going to
The
be
quarterback
PJ Walker.
situation,
Yeah.
oh man, I know they scored a lot of points against the Colts, but they had, 7 first downs and 30 points or something in that Colts game at one point. That's
wild.
just,
That
outlier
just can't
shit.
happen.
Give you Seattle minus 3.5 at home.
Okay, I like that. I'm also on Seattle minus 3.5 at home here. I think Cleveland should have just lost. Cleveland is just not that impressive offensively. Defensively, they're fantastic. Myles Garrett is going to make a case for MVP this season as a defensive player. He's been unbelievable. He was in a stance, jumped the center to block the kick. That is an athletic thing that people can't do. Human beings should not be able to do what Myles Garrett does at the ability he does them. He is an actual specimen. Like, he might have been made in the lab. But even so, he cannot help the offense against Seattle. Seattle's got a good defense. Devin Witherspoon looks awesome. Reek Woolen is getting going. Their defense has been very, very impressive the last couple of weeks. They just held the Cardinals to 10, held the Bengals to 17, Giants to 3. So you look at these last few weeks, they've given up, 30 points in the last 3 games. 10 a game. That's impressive. Cleveland's offense is going to struggle to keep up with Seattle's offense, even if Kenneth Walker's a little bit banged up. But he is going. Give me Seattle minus the 3.5 here. I absolutely love that number, Sage.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the home team right here with Seattle. But like you said, Myles Garrett himself scares me.
He's so
He's a
good.
game wrecker.
He's so good.
And when you're talking about MVP candidates, I think it's even more important to keep him in the mix because no quarterback has shown a
been unbelievable.
Usually every year you have, like last year was Mahomes and Hurts. And then like all these teams that have these great quarterbacks, they go off. And that's not happening this year.
No.
So it's the perfect time for, if CMC didn't get hurt or something like that. Like,
for real.
If someone else has got to win it, I'm expecting it to happen this year.
Could be Myles Garrett, man.
Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown, Myles Garrett.
Going for 2K.
Exactly. If that happens, how do you not give it to him?
How do you not give it to
How
him?
are you going to give it to a quarterback that throws 30 touchdowns this year? Because that's about the max that we're going to have this year. So that being said, that's a whole different thing. Seattle, like you said, I don't think Cleveland can keep up with that, especially with PJ Walker back there.
PJ Walker.
Yeah, Seattle's just going to have not a field day. I think it's going to be tough points.
It will be tough points. At home, the 12s are going to be going crazy.
But I could see them winning this game 17-10.
Battle of attrition. Over and over and over.
Myles Garrett on the year has 7.5 sacks through 7 games with 8 TFLs.
He had 2 last year. I think half those TFLs came from last week. He got that block kick. Jesus
He's
Christ.
insane. He's absolutely insane.
He's a game wrecker.
He is a game wrecker. Colin, what do we got here?
Yeah, there's always that hypothetical you see online of like, who would you want in an alley? Like if you had to, scrap it. It's Myles Garrett.
If you want on your side.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Oh
yeah. Absolutely.
Trent Williams, but it's like Myles Garrett is my first choice.
Absolutely my first choice.
And that does affect my pick here.
Oh.
The back alley brawl.
The back alley brawl.
No, I'm kidding. This is the SeatGeek Dumbass. On the road, 3.5. I love that hook. I just haven't been overly impressed with Seattle's offense as of late. Their defense has been spectacular, but Cleveland's defense is just as good, if not better. I think they're better.
Yeah, definitely.
Jim Schwartz, let's see it.
Yeah.
Dial it up, lose by 3 or less on the road, or win outright. 5-1-1 on the year through 7 weeks.
Yeah, the SeatGeek is sharp. So
Patriots
sharp.
8.5 plus 8.5 last week. They won outright.
They won outright.
I mean, that might be the pick of the year.
Yeah, that was so sharp.
But give me the Browns here. Love that roster.
Love that roster. All right, Bobby's on Cleveland with you. Yes. So it's the two of you rolling together.
I don't know if that's good.
I know.
2-11 Bobby.
I know. That's not what you love to see. Next up, we've got an AFC West matchup. Kansas City minus 7.5 traveling to Mile High to take on Denver. Denver has not beaten Kansas City, ever beaten Patrick Mahomes, like ever. Literally never beaten him in 5.5 seasons worth of games. So they've played 11 times, and he is 11-0. And last time they played, it was Chiefs minus 10.5. They won by 11, breaking my heart because I put out a TikTok saying Broncos are nuclear missile whale play. It lost. Nuclear missile whale play lost. I was devastated. Because of course it was 11. Of course it was by the freaking
Couldn't lose by like 14.
Right, couldn't just get blown out. No, you had to hurt me. Thank you for that. So then am I going to be stupid and take Denver again? Am I going to take them plus the 7.5? Take the hook. What has Denver done recently? Didn't they just lose last week to someone? Or
won last week.
They won last week. Oh, yeah. In Denver. Oh. Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Chiefs minus 7.5. I won't make the same mistake twice. I'm not going to be that foolish. Sage.
Yeah, I was fade last week, and I made some bad calls, and I gotta go with the safe option here.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes has not lost to Denver. It's flat. It's simple.
It's a scientific fact.
Yeah, and Denver's lost to worse teams by a lot more.
Yeah.
So give me Kansas City right here. Even if it's in Denver, I really don't think that makes a difference at all.
It doesn't. I don't think Patrick Mahomes has ever lost a road AFC West game. I want to say I saw a stat. In the AFC West matchups, I don't think he's ever lost on the road. I genuinely think I saw that somewhere.
Every time I see this stat, like a new stat by
from Patrick Mahomes,
I'm
I know.
This is ridiculous.
I'm going to have to look this up while Colin tells us about his pick in this one. Colin, what are your thoughts?
Everything here goes Kansas City.
Do it.
Denver, who's going to be playing Sunday, how many reps are going to be playing, because you lose all trade value if you get hurt.
Uh-huh.
And I think they're really trying to deplete a lot of that roster, because what are they playing for? Give me Kansas City minus 7.5 on the road.
Yeah.
Love that. Addison, bring us home.
I'm going to be grinning when Denver covers
I'm
because
gonna
I'm
be
taking the
devastated.
Broncos.
I'm gonna be
baby.
devastated.
7.5, I just don't know why. I'm just leaning towards Denver. A big win against Green Bay. Got things right a little bit. And Kansas City is just so rolling right now. They're thinking about Germany. You know,
Right, they're
excited for
looking
the
ahead.
trip.
Are they
Kelsey's
looking
booking an extra ticket for Swift.
No, please.
So they're playing in dates. So he's just a little bit excited for next week. So give me Denver plus 7.5. Home division. Dog. A lot of points. Going with the Broncos, and the old ass Sean Payton plays on a little clipboard.
All right, Bobby's on Denver with you.
Okay.
Plus the 7.5. It is a nice little hook there, so I like
Yes.
that. Next up, Sage. We've got your Baltimore Ravens, the hot team in the NFL.
Oh, here we go.
Traveling to Arizona. The current line is Baltimore minus 9.5 on the road. Somebody remind me, I just can't remember, when Arizona played at home against a team coming off of a big victory, what happened? I just don't remember.
Oh.
Anybody? No? Colin, do you remember what happened?
Well, the big victory was the Jets, so I don't really
Well,
know
true,
about that. And then the Giants the week before.
Also, true, fair. But
Granted,
that
it
was
was
a hot
like 78-10.
70-10, I think, right? 30 and
Oh, yeah, 30, sorry.
70-10. Impressive. So, Cardinals like to play a little spoiler action.
They're a little first half frisky.
Are you guys riding a high? I'm worried.
So-
I'm worried. Do you want to go first or last? Do you want to go?
So
or?
let me set the scene for you.
Yeah,
real
set the
quick,
scene
alright?
for me. Tell me.
The Ravens defense, they're swagged out right now.
They
Okay, they're playing loose. They're playing hard. Roquan Smith is he's just a dog right now. Okay, he's talking so much shit.
Oh yeah, rightfully so.
And you know what they're doing? This defense, you know what they're doing this year or this week? They're rolling into Arizona. Flannels, jeans,
Oh,
cowboy
God.
boots, cowboy hat.
hats. Oh,
The
my
entire
God.
defense is showing up in cowboy gear. And that scares me because the Cowboys were the
Yeah.
ones that fucking
Oh,
lost
shit.
there.
That's a bad omen.
You're right.
I was
oh,
like,
no.
damn, why are they doing this? Is this 9.5 or 4.5?
9.5.
Shit. I thought it was 4.5. I
No.
got so excited.
No, 9.5, my friend. Big spread.
But you know what? Lamar's playing out of his mind.
He is.
If you make him throw, he's going to kill you with his arm this year. And he's already proven that. They don't have anyone to defend that shit back there. Oh, give me Baltimore, minus 9.5. Lock it in.
Love it. If it helps, Bobby's on Arizona.
Is Bob taking every dog this week? Or
Just
what?
about. I think I don't think he's taking one favorite yet. The only favorite he's taking was the Vikings. Oh, Vikings and Jags and Saints. So he's taking
Okay, he's
three
taking a couple.
favorites. And this team, and then this one, and he's also got Lions. So he's got a few favorites in there.
He has not taken any except for half of them.
Yeah, except for half of them. Right. He's taken 8 of the 16, so
Yeah.
a few. Colin, what are your thoughts on
Sounds
this
like a lot.
game?
Double dip. Double dip.
Oh.
I almost want to double dip and
Do
not last
it!
pick, but I'm not. We're going to keep it true. It's been working with just one. But
Yes.
still give me Arizona here. We talked about Baltimore. They like to play down to their competition.
Yes.
Arizona, I love your phrasing, Sage. First half, frisky.
They are,
That's
man.
exactly what they are. They're going to keep it close in the first half. Can Baltimore pull away late? Probably. But I'm going to take the 9.5 with Arizona here.
Okay, I like it. Real fast backtracking. Patrick Mahomes, 14-0 on the road against AFC West in his
Good
career.
Lord.
24-3 overall, 14-0 on the road. So that's just fucking
fact that he's only
so
had
stupid.
3 losses.
3 losses to his divisional
2 of those
opponents.
against the Raiders, too.
2 of them are against the Raiders. Yeah. And then once against the Chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was the Thursday night game too.
I think it was.
Went for 2 and got it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Great.
All right. Addison, Baltimore, Arizona. Battle of the Birds.
I'm going Baltimore here. Like you said, Tage, I don't think Arizona has shit to stop
No.
this offense, and the way Lamar is playing is out of this world good right now. I'm pissed off that Murray is doubtful, fully healthy. But I get it first week back. This guy better play soon, because I got him in fantasy.
Yeah, I know. You
So,
need him.
give me Baltimore, though, minus the 9.5. I just love the way they're playing. I don't care that they're coming off of a big win. I think this is a chance to show the league, hey, big win, don't care, on to the next. Another big win, don't care, on to the next.
Yeah.
So give me
I
Baltimore.
don't know if
minus
you
9.5.
saw Lamar's press conference after the Lions game. They said, "How excited are you to beat this juggernaut of a team?" He said, "Just another regular season win."
Just
Love
another
that.
win.
Love
Man.
that.
That's what
That's
I do.
all it
It's
is.
literally what he
I know
does.
it's dumb. It might be a bad omen because they're dressing up as Cowboys.
Yeah, I
but when
love
teams
that.
do shit like that, though, shows they're all
They're all
buying
in
in,
together,
and they're all
yeah.
like
They're
a
buds.
brotherhood.
Yeah.
It's like might not be that every single year, but
Yeah.
this year they're really in on it, and you love to see that. for the
They're
team.
reminding me
Yeah.
of 2019.
Love that,
Yeah.
man.
Oh,
Love to see that.
And I will say for the Ravens this season, every time they've won, they've covered. So basically, what we're wondering is, can Baltimore win this game? And are they going to be the hot team that goes down?
I just think Arizona, they ran into a depleted offensive line from the Cowboys.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They were missing, what, 5 starters?
Yeah.
3 of their starters?
Yeah.
So I don't want to say
And
obviously
then a 4th starter
injuries,
was making
but
the season debut.
That's right.
So
That's
really,
what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't take Arizona in this spot. I just simply can't. I have to go with Baltimore because they're the hot squad. Like, and even so, like, eventually a hot team
Yeah.
is going to win again. They're not going to
Yeah,
lose
exactly.
every single
Happen
time.
every time.
And they may not even be like Baltimore may not be considered the hot squad. It could be Philly. It could be Kansas City. There's 2 other teams playing this week that have been red hot this season, and they could lose. There's no clear one. Last week it was very clearly the Lions. It was very obviously this is the team to beat right now. They look unstoppable, and they got absolutely fucking murdered.
Teeth kicked in.
Ravens' biggest win of the season. They beat them by 32 points in a game.
I'd
That was,
almost say the Ravens are the hottest team if I had to pick.
same. If I had to pick, I would say it's the Ravens.
Just
But
because who they played and how bad.
and how they did it.
Sure, the Eagles won by double digits against the Dolphins, but it was late. It was tied in the 4th.
Right.
And, 32-point victory.
It was
insane.
is insane against the Lions, who were so hot. But eventually, that will break. It just will. Because if the Chiefs win this week and say something happens for some reason, we're like, oh, the Chiefs are the hot team. Well, they play Miami next week, so they'll lose. But that's besides the point. Whatever. I'm going with Baltimore here on the road. I like their mentality. I like Lamar's mentality a lot. It's just another game.
Yep.
Let's just keep doing our thing. Like, that was a huge victory. He's absolutely playing out of his mind. He's like, yeah, I was worth every single dollar you guys paid. Even though Stephen A. Smith, I love how he backtracked
Oh
himself.
my fucking god.
What an idiot.
A
Like,
week
what
later.
an idiot.
Right.
Yeah, he's done that twice. He did it again about the Dolphins and Tyreek. He's like, well, all this brother's got to do is throw the ball to Tyreek Hill, and he goes 80 yards to the touch. It's like, that has literally never happened. I don't know if you know that, but that has literally never happened. And then he says, Lamar Jackson's not giving the Ravens their money's worth. He's not worth the money. And then this week he goes, he's worth every dollar. What is wrong with you? Pick a side and
He's
stay
box
with
office.
it. He's box
box
office.
I hate when you
Every
say that.
single
He
single
is
thing
box
he
office.
says
He
is
is.
documented.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't backtrack. We know what you said. We have it on tape.
Like I just, if you're in that position, just don't act like you're the guy that knows it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we get Stephen A. You can do a lot,
Right.
but you watch every game, you watch all the snaps, you watch all the film. My ass, but you
Bull.
act like it. And then I also hate when he's like, "Watch your mouth."
Yeah,
Shut up,
Stephen.
Stephen A.
Shut up. You watch your
Watch
mouth.
your mouth. You 60-year-old man against an athlete in his prime.
Right, I guess Tyreek Hill.
Come
Tyreek
on,
Hill just
dog.
run around you
Come
take
on,
time.
dog. He literally bop you up and down.
Yeah,
if it
it'd
was
be
game not
embarrassing.
physical.
Yeah.
If you want to get weird like that, Stephen A. And it's also like he's calling you out for a bullshit take.
For a terrible
don't
take.
have a bullshit take.
Right,
and
just
then
don't
get
be
called
fucking
out and be
stupid.
salty. It's like,
So
oh
salty.
my god, man.
So
Come
salty.
on, Stephen A.
Yeah. Give me Baltimore. Give me Lamar. Love that spot for them.
Love it.
Next up, we've got the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to San Francisco, who will be led out by Sam Darnold, most likely. This will be the game where we find out a lot about Brock Purdy, who's not even playing.
Yeah.
Is it if Sam Darnold comes out and lights it up for 303 touchdowns against Cincinnati, lights him up, beats him handily, it's like, okay, yeah, anybody can run this system then. Fine, you're right. Or if he comes out and struggles, is it showing, okay, maybe Purdy's pretty good then. Maybe he's good at what he does. It's -4.5 for the home team here. Bobby is on Cincinnati and the dog, naturally. Addison, what are your thoughts here?
I'm on Cincinnati and the dog as well. I think Burrow's getting healthier
Figuring it
throughout
out.
the year. Again, we obviously say it every week, but he should have sat out because
Yes.
now it'd be even better
He'd be
for the
fresh.
Bengals. But the injury to the quarterback situation, we saw how much that hindered San Fran in the playoffs. Obviously, they have a caliber guy in Sam Darnold, and it's not the 7th string.
Right.
But still, I just think this is when people look at go, oh, San Fran.
Yeah.
Easy money, don't care about the quarterback. That just Cincinnati hasn't been themselves this year. Well, they're going to get a dub. Tough loss last week for San Fran against Minnesota, and this is another opponent they are better than. But it's going to be a couple L's in a row here. It's like going to be 3 straight there for the San Fran 49ers, but got to be done. Give me Cincinnati covering.
Be straight for San Francisco would be
Yeah.
tough.
Give me Cincinnati.
This one's tough because it's a lot of recency bias plays into this game, right? Bengals have looked rough this season, but they won their last 2 games. They won 34-20, although they got absolutely slapped the game before by the Titans, but that's 3 weeks ago, almost a month ago at this point. They beat the Cardinals 34-20, beat the Seahawks last week. This is a tough game on the road against San Francisco, but it's Sam Darnold. And I refuse to believe that even Kyle Shanahan can make Sam Darnold look like an all-pro. I will not believe it until I see it. Until they prove me wrong this weekend, of course, I can't believe it. And I do think the Bengals are, while they were only 17 points last week against the Seahawks, or 2 weeks ago, they've had a bye week in the middle. If Burrow's not healthy now, when will he be healthy?
Yeah, this is it.
If they can't win this one, they've got a rough stretch of games coming up.
Yep.
They have the Bills next weekend. Then they have the Texans, who have been frisky. And then they go to Baltimore, then the Steelers, then they go to Jacksonville. Like, this is a rough stretch coming up. They need to start it off on the right foot.
Attention, the 49ers, you're limping a
At the
little bit.
best time, which is also what makes me want to take San Francisco, because it's like, the Bengals are the pick this week, everybody. They're getting the points. They're getting going. San Francisco's hurt. Injuries galore. Is Debo going to play? Is Trent Williams going to play? It's like all these questions. And it's in San Francisco, and I'm going to take the stupid home team. I just talked myself out of Cincinnati and into San Francisco. Give me the Sam Darnold-led, somehow, 49ers to win this game by a touchdown and have me shaking my head like, what the hell? I don't understand it. Sage.
You know what? I think Kyle Shanahan's going to have a very tough call next week as to who to start. Because I think
so.
Sam Darnold might put a hold on this fucking starting quarterback position.
And I'm sure there's no bias here at all against
Why would I have
Cincinnati.
bias?
Against Cincinnati, I'm sure. I'm sure there's none.
Who? What?
No.
Why
I'm just saying, there's
would that be
definitely
the
none.
case?
There's definitely none.
No, they're only led by Joe-rated Burrow.
Joey.
That was an
Ooh,
elite
that was
name.
good.
That was
good.
excellent.
I love it.
Overrated. That was excellent.
Overrated.
Love that.
Weeks 1 through 4.
But also, like I said before, Cincinnati's defense has not been playing up to par, especially their secondary. If Sam Darnold can do it against anybody, it's going to be Cincinnati. He can keep up with this team very easily. But the thing I like the most is that Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are finally facing a defense that can lock them down.
Yeah.
They haven't had that since they played the Ravens when Jamar Chase had no catches first half.
Yeah, got shut down.
You know, so all of a sudden they're playing another stellar defense. And Sam Darnold, all you need to win by is 4.5 points. I think they can win by a touchdown right here.
Yeah.
But also, Cincinnati, their running game has been non-existent.
Yes.
You know, Joe Mixon
hasn't done
looks
much.
washed.
Yeah.
It looks like they extended him 1 year too much.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden...
Did take a pay cut, which is good. He needed to take a pay cut.
Oh, yeah,
Glad
absolutely.
he took the pay cut.
But it's just, he's not pulling through for what they need. And Joe Burrow can't run, and who knows? Like, he's going to be under duress this entire time. It's not like their offensive
Nick
line
Bosa's
has been
coming.
stellar.
No, Nick Bosa's coming.
Exactly. Nick Bosa's coming. Javon Hargrave is coming.
Yeah.
You know, all these dogs are coming.
Mm-hmm.
Who did they just get from Randy Gregory? Randy
Yeah,
Gregory,
yeah.
his first game back, he got a sack.
Thanks.
Hey, you should be grateful to Randy Gregory not taking all your guys' money.
True.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Although
Randy.
he'd probably still be pretty good.
He'd be probably
all right.
good, but for 70-something million,
True,
it was a
true,
good
true.
dodge.
Yeah, my sleeper of the week this week is in this game, just so you all know. So just a little heads up. But give me San Francisco right here. Sam Darnold not giving up
I
the
guess it's Jamar
quarterback
Jennings.
position. It is Jamar Jennings.
God, I knew it. Colin, we got a split here so far. Me and Sage on the Niners, Addison, Bobby on the Bengals. Where are you riding?
I do like San Francisco at home in this game, minus the 4.5. Although their one weakness is starting to show is that deep ball defensively. You can throw the deep ball on them, it looks like. And
Kirk
Chase.
Cousins had a field day.
I mean, 10-plus yard throws, I think he went perfect.
Yeah, he was unstoppable.
Burrow to Chase to Higgins to Boyd even. I mean, they have weapons galore that can go down the field with it.
Mm-hmm.
Can San Francisco hold the top over those receivers? I think they can. Give me them minus the 4.5.
Minus 4.5. It's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a really good.
It's gonna be a
fun.
good, very good
We got
one.
some good games this week. I'm excited. Last
do.
week we had some real stinkers. This week we've got a good slate, which leads us into Sunday night's playoff elimination game.
Yeah.
I'm saying it right now. The loser of this game will not make the playoffs, which makes it a must-win for the Chargers, who consider themselves to be this really good team. They're 2-4. A loss here puts them at 2-5, and looking ugly. A Bears loss here would put them at 2-6, and if they climb out of that hole, it'd be a miracle. It'd be very tough to climb out of a 2-6 hole to make the playoffs. 8.5 is the current line for the Chargers at home. Chargers stink. Like, let's just call it what it is. They just got beat by the Chiefs, beat by the Cowboys. Their wins are against the Vikings and the Raiders. That's not impressive at all. That's not impressive. They do lose close.
They should have lost to the Vikings.
They should have lost to the Vikings. They really should have. So they could very well be a one-win team right now in this game. Their defense is bad, although it's better since J.C. Jackson left. That guy's terrible.
Shit, and the Raiders, low-key, were throwing at the goal line.
The chance to take the lead.
Yeah.
I mean,
Although
The
3 of their
Chargers
4
stink.
losses are Miami,
Yeah,
Dallas.
yes,
and
they have
close
good
games,
losses.
and close
Yes,
games, too.
they've got good losses and close games. So I think this game's going to come down to, can Bagent do it under pressure? This is a big game for him. Last week he looked good against the Raiders at noon. No one's probably watching that game because it was Brian Hoyer versus Tyson Bagent.
Yeah.
Now the whole world's watching, and it's
Yeah.
you going up against football Jesus, Justin Herbert, who can get no blame ever. You cannot blame him for anything that goes wrong with the Chargers because then you're a hater and you don't watch the games, obviously. But 8.5 is too many points for this Chargers team, who have not covered 8.5 all season. They haven't won by this many points at all. Bears are coming off of a win. Bears absolutely dismantled the Commanders in their win earlier this year. I think the Bears keep this game close because I think it's going to be a lower scoring game than we think. It's a primetime game. These games go under. That's what they do. So you're telling me in a game that's probably going to go under, whatever the over-under total is, they're going to win by 9? Nope. Give me the freaking Chicago Bears. Bear down. Bears playing plus 8.5 in this one. Sage, thoughts?
It's so tempting to take the Bears here just because it looks like fun.
It does.
You know, it just looks like a
exciting.
good old time.
Yeah.
You know, Tyson Bagent, maybe he's the guy.
Maybe.
You know, he looks like the guy.
He looked good last week. He looked solid.
Not even his play. He just looks like a Bears quarterback. He looks
Yeah.
like he commits domestic abuse. He looks looks like he's got a DUI.
Yep.
And you know what? That's who the Bears need. You saw what Kyle Orton looked like. You saw what Jay Cutler looked like. They look like Bears quarterbacks.
You're right. That's fair. That's a
Yep.
good point. I like that. And
So-
Dante Foreman looked great last week.
Dante Foreman did look
Colin
good.
had to play him in fantasy. Worked out very well.
I had to play him in my dynasty.
Had to play him in the dynasty
Holy
league.
shit.
3 touchdowns.
Three touchdowns.
Three
Three
rushing.
Yeah, and a receiving. Crazy.
3 touchdowns. Unfortunately, Roshan Johnson is nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found.
I don't know what happened. I don't know who he pissed
I
off.
actually think he's been out last year.
He was hurt. Yeah, he was hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's. I feel bad for him because he should be getting snaps. He should be getting reps.
I really liked him coming out of college.
Yeah, so did I. But even Darrington Evans was out route ran Dante Foreman.
Yeah, he had
which is
14
interesting.
carries for Darrington Evans. Which is
Yeah,
crazy.
And Evans, dude, like 3 or 4 times in the game, 10+ yard rush called back due to holding. So it's like he literally got 30 yards ripped
Taken
away
away
from him
from
and
him.
his rushing stats as well. Yeah.
I'm talking myself into it.
I know, right? It's hard not to. It's
Just
a lot
'cause
of points for the Chargers.
The Chargers
Don't cover.
You know what? I already said. Okay, actually, the past 3 weeks I've bet against the Chargers, and it's
worked out.
been fine.
It's worked out pretty well.
I think it's the only things I've been getting right the past 3 weeks. So yeah, give me Chicago. Fuck it.
Chicago. Love it. Colin, thoughts here?
Yeah, battle of the unknown versus the battle of the known.
Uh-huh.
You know, one of these quarterbacks stink in the fourth quarter
Right.
when it matters, and
And
one of these quarterbacks
we don't
is
know if
unknown.
Bagent stinks in the fourth quarter yet. I mean, you
Could
can
be
just
the
go
best.
ahead and bet on a Justin Herbert fourth quarter interception.
Yeah.
Because he does it, especially if it's a one-score game, he's throwing a pick. I don't know why that happens to him, but he can get all of the accolades in the world, all of the statistics. He could throw for 5,000 yards in a year. He could throw 45 touchdowns in a year. But if you need him to win you a close game, he's not going to do it.
Nope.
We said it last week, and it rang true again against the Chiefs when they were down 7 with a chance to go tie the game, and he threw a pick. It's just what he does. He doesn't win.
I am going to take the Chargers here in this spot, though.
Respect, because
Some
Bobby's
about
on the
prime
Bears
time
as
football
well.
as well.
Okay,
I don't know. Maybe the lights might be a little bright for
for old
the
Bagent.
old Chicago Bears.
Yeah, it's fair. Addison, tell us
I
about it.
just look at Brandon Staley and I see definitely coach fired.
Definitely a
His
fired coach,
defense
for
is
sure.
abysmal. His secondary's trash. Khalil Mack 7 sacks. Don't care. 6 of them
6
in one game.
game,
So let's
yeah.
go 1 sack, the other 5.
Yeah, no
that's
good. He's
terrible
done. He's washed.
production so far. Don't care. They had 6 in one game.
He's washed.
Impressive.
Washed.
Impressive, but where you been the other games?
Where are you?
And again, the secondary is so bad. The deep ball, it's the best team to throw it against in the league. They have the 32nd ranked defense in the Chargers. The Bears really kept Bagent in check, getting the ball out quick, not
Quick
throwing the ball
throws.
deep. It was intermediate routes only. This is the big week, I think, as well. This is the perfect team for the Bears to play.
Yeah.
Because Eberflus's defense the last 3 weeks has stepped up, just straight up. It was
Yeah.
piss poor. He took over play calling, took a week to get things going, and he's increased the amount they blitzed. And the defense has played better.
Yeah.
So now we're going against an elite offense in the Chargers. They move the ball because
They
it's
do.
the defense that at the
lets
end of the
them down
day,
a lot.
stats-wise,
Yep, down
the
a lot.
defense lets them down. They're a bottom, again, worst ranked passing defense, but they're a bottom 5 defense overall.
Yes.
The offense is a top 7 offense for the Chargers. But, man, this is the test. I'm taking the Bears plus the 8.5. Let Tyson, let it rip. Because who cares? If he
Right,
sucks,
why not? Then whatever.
Fields is back next week, apparently.
Yeah.
And if Tyson comes out and throws for 250 yards, we're actually taking shots down the field. What's so bad about having a quarterback controversy? I'm buying in. I gotta say, the NFL is buying in a little bit. This could be a
Yeah.
flex game, and instead they said, let's
They said,
keep
let's
the
ride.
shit
Let's
Bears.
let it ride.
and
Right. It's a
Tyson
playoff game.
Bagent.
This is a playoff game. This is
Might
a
as well
playoff
be.
game.
They want to show their D2 graphics. They want to play this story in the first quarter.
Yep.
In between their.
Something to
if
talk
he goes
about.
off,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
No, and that's the thing.
Right.
If he goes off, this is literally a story, and people are going to be tuning in because all of a sudden, undrafted kid versus Fields,
Yep.
and it's a conversation.
Yeah.
But I hope the Bears don't win and don't cover just for the sake of the franchise because I feel like it'll give us a
Don't
little more
cover or
direction.
cover and lose.
Both.
Just don't.
Get
Okay.
smacked.
Get
you know what
crushed.
I mean?
Okay.
Because then it's like, okay, well, this kid clearly isn't it.
Right.
Let's put Fields back out there that he can suck too.
Yeah.
And we can move on. But also part of me wants Bajan to win so I can be all in on a new guy.
Right, exactly.
I'm all
It
in on
feels
a bit.
good. Come on.
End of the day, he only threw for 162, but like you said, Nate, in the game,
throws.
it's glaring when an undrafted D2 kid can come in and show the problem Fields has and shows he can do everything Fields sucks at.
Yep.
Like, sure, Fields can throw a deep ball 60 yards and break away from everybody in the field with his feet.
I mean,
He also holds the ball way too long, gets sacked.
Yep.
Doesn't make throws over the middle when they're there.
Nope.
Doesn't get rid of the ball quick. Okay.
He's the reason P.J. Walker got cut.
Yeah, no, he is
So-
straight up an undrafted kid, and PJ Walker's starting for another team in the league. So, man, I'm hoping I'm conflicted, but Bears plus 8.5, go Bajan.
I love it. Yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good game. And
Yeah.
both teams need it. If you want to be a playoff team this year, you have to win this game.
It's going to be such a Bears move for Bajent to play well. They'll have the number 1 pick and be like, let's trade it again.
I know, that's what's
Not
going to scare me.
get-
Because what happens if Bajan comes out, wins 6 games,
I
and then it's
know,
like,
it's
let's
like,
pass on Williams,
yeah.
and then Bajan fucking blows.
And then he stinks next
Yeah.
year, and you pass on Williams. Oh God, I hope that doesn't happen.
Ah,
All right, last game of the week: Monday Night Football. Detroit Lions hosting the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, I don't know if it's going to be Garoppolo or if it's going to be Hoyer. If it's going to be Hoyer, bet everything you have on the Lions because Hoyer stinks. He's 0-13. His last 13 starts as a quarterback.
Yeah, one of those stats you wish you knew before the
Before I made my mortal lock, I wish I knew
will
that.
say,
Yeah.
in those games, 4 of them were for the Chicago Bears in a row. 300 yards in every single game.
Shit.
Only Bear
Okay.
quarterback in history to do that.
Wow,
That's
it's in the Bears record book.
That's a
It
good,
is. He's
that's a
in
good
the-
trivia
he's
question.
That's a
in
good
the
trivia
Bears
question.
record.
He
He's
was
the
Bears
only
record.
Bears
300
quarterback
yards,
to
4
throw
in a row.
300 4 in a row.
4 in a row. Yeah, 4 in a row.
Yeah,
Holy
Brian
cow,
Hoyer.
that's
I guess Jay
Brian
Cutler
Hoyer.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, definitely
I
would
know,
guess
he
Jay
said
Cutler.
It's Brian
Brian
fucking
Hoyer. That's
dog.
awesome.
Yeah.
We'll keep that in our back pocket for trivia night.
Yeah.
All right. Current line is Detroit minus 7.5. This one is tough, and it's going to be recency bias playing into it because we just all watched Detroit get absolutely shit pumped by the Baltimore Ravens. Now, Raiders are not the Ravens. Let's not get it twisted. The Raiders are coming off of a
Getting shit pumped by the Bears.
18-point loss in Chicago. They just lost by 18 points to Tyson Bagent and the Bears. No offense to the Bears.
Yeah.
But the Lions are the cream of the crop in the NFC North. You're telling me they can't win by 8? There's no way the Raiders cover 8. I don't care if it's a month or 7.5. There's no way on a Monday night. I don't care if it's Monday night. I don't care if all the lights are on. This is a game the Lions are going to come out pissed. And they're going to just absolutely destroy the Raiders, in my opinion. I think this is going to be a bloodbath. Give me Detroit minus 10. I don't care. I'll take the 7.5. But minus however many you want because Lions are going to win this game handily. Sage, tell us about your Lions.
I'm going to tell you why Dan Campbell is going to go off
He needs to.
this week. He's going to get his team fired up. And I don't think they have any reason not to be fired up. They just got mollywopped by 32
Embarrassed.
points last week. And it was absolutely, it was demoralizing to them, you know? And to a team that just now started to get their confidence, they need to go out there and punch someone in the face. And the Las Vegas Raiders are there
Yeah.
with, Jimmy G, maybe,
Maybe.
Brian Hoyer, maybe, Aiden O'Connell, maybe. Who knows who's playing right there? And they also don't know how to call a play to save their lives. The only
No.
time they could move the ball was when they were throwing the ball to Devontae Adams, and then all of a sudden halfway through the game they said, "Let's stop doing that."
Yeah, let's not do that anymore.
Yeah, I don't know why we're doing that. It's not
How
like
does he
he
not
wants
get a
the ball.
touchdown, man? How does
Oh my
Devontae
God.
Adams not get a touchdown?
But I really think right here I'm basing it off of coaching right here too. I mean,
Yeah.
McDaniels just sucks.
Josh McDaniels should not be a head coach.
He's
Should not
so
be.
bad.
No.
And I think if it comes down to it, like he's gonna make one big coaching decision that's going to absolutely sink them in the end.
Yes.
And it's gonna be they're gonna be down by 2, or down by 2 possessions, they're gonna kick a field goal again.
Yeah.
And then that won't be enough to cover. So
Nope,
give me
and they're gonna
Detroit.
lose by 10, and that'll be that.
Exactly.
Colin, thoughts?
I really like this line for Detroit. Talking about a good team coming home against a bad team and
Yeah.
just coming off a shit pumping. You look at Dallas after getting destroyed by the Niners, coming home to the Patriots. You look at the
Kicking
Dolphins after the Bills coming home to the
Kicking
Giants. You look
ass.
at Detroit in this spot coming home against Vegas. Wait until our later segments. You will see how much I love Detroit here.
Ooh, I like that.
Minus the 7.
Little foreshadow. Respect. All right. Addison.
David Montgomery most likely to miss this week. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to have a big game. Raiders can't stop shit to the outside for the run. Jahmyr Gibbs has got speed if they're willing to get him play calls, and I assume they will. Detroit minus 27.5. I don't care. They're going to win by 28 points.
Boost it up. They're going to blow
They're
them
going
out.
to win by 28 points. When quotes are coming out, anonymous players saying our offense is stale. He's running the same offense for the past 15 years, and he's not willing to
Not
adjust.
willing to change.
And guys on the defense are literally calling out our plays before we run them.
Yep.
Guess what? You're in trouble.
Yep.
And that's where the Raiders are right now. And we've all said it. Detroit got their shit kicked in.
Yep.
And here comes an answer game again. Minus 27.5. Don't care.
Yeah.
Lions are covering.
Yeah. Bad news. Bobby's on the Lions.
Let's go.
I don't care.
5 fella sweep. We've got 2 of them this week, Jacksonville and Detroit. Now, let's get into the important ones. So those are our game picks for the week. Next up, who's got Colin? I think you got a mortal lock ready.
I do.
Colin's got a mortal lock ready.
I got a mortal lock ready.
Tell me about it.
You're good. Detroit Lions minus the 7.5. You have to wait till Monday night to get it. Coming home after getting destroyed, playing a team that just gave up 30 to Chicago. They might give up 50 to Detroit here. Minus 7.5 at home.
Love it. Sage.
All right, I'm going to be a homer this week. Give me Baltimore minus 9.5 against Arizona right here. We are going on a roll. We're not stopping now. We beat Detroit by 32. We're going to beat Arizona by 33.
Love it.
Love that.
Love it.
100.
By 100. Addison. Mortal lock.
Whatever I say, pick the opposite. I'm 1-6. But give me the Jets minus 3. I just think the G-men suck, and I'm buying in on Zach Wilson. Screw that one guy that said he can't go hang out with his girlfriend.
Yeah, that's so dumb.
Come
That's
on,
so
man.
dumb. All right. And I'm taking the 2nd overall pick and the 3rd overall pick over the number 1 overall pick. Give me the Houston Texans minus 3.5 on the road at Carolina. Carolina absolutely stinks. Everyone knows it. It's Texans all the way.